He just outplayed Nikola Jokic. He's teaming up with Kevin Durant, and he's only 23. That's not just a storyline, it's a Western Conference problem, because Alperen Sengun isn't just improving, he's breaking through. And what he's becoming has the potential to tilt playoff matchups for years. At the 2021 draft, Oklahoma City held the pick. They looked at Sengun and passed, trading the selection for future assets. Houston's front office didn't hesitate. They packaged 2 first-rounders to move up and take him at number 16. To many, he looked like a project. Another European big. Another maybe someday pick. But Houston insisted it wasn't a gamble. Raphael Stone put it bluntly. He was MVP of his league at 18. Only guys who did that were Jokic and Luka. He saw it. The fact should have landed louder. At 18, most players are still facing high school competition. Sengun was putting up 19 points and 9 rebounds in Turkey's top professional league and taking MVP honors. The Turkish Super League isn't soft competition. It's a league with veterans who know every trick, who use physicality to test young players. For Sengun to win MVP meant his instincts were already elite. And yet, on draft night, he was largely overlooked, even mocked for needing a translator during interviews. What the Rockets saw wasn't the words, it was how natural the game looked in his hands. The first training camp confirmed it. In Las Vegas, coaches were shouting plays. Sengun didn't understand, and yet he improvised. He directed teammates with gestures, adjusted spacing, ran actions without words. Within days, staff and fans were saying the same thing. This kid just speaks basketball. The problem? His first 2 seasons landed in the middle of Houston's darkest years. The team went from 42-122, prioritizing lottery odds over player development. Sengun had flashy moments, behind-the-back passes, crafty spins, but he also looked like an easy target. Opponents dragged him into pick and rolls, exploited his foot speed, and turned his defensive into a question mark. Critics wrote him off as a fun player who might never impact winning. Then Ime Udoka arrived in 2023. Houston added Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, I'm so thankful he left in KD trade, and Steven Adams, veterans who shifted the locker room from chaos to structure. Udoka demanded more, especially from Sengun. He benched him late in games when mistakes piled up. He called him out in film sessions. Instead of sulking, Sengun embraced it. I like tough coaches, he said. It keeps me awake. That response, wanting accountability, not freedom, was the exact opposite of most young stars. Year 3 was the leap. 21 points, 9 boards, 5 assists per game. Top 10 among centers in efficiency. One of the highest assist percentages for his position. And critically, the defense improved. Why? Because Sengun committed to biomechanics work at P3 in California. Trainers rebuilt how he moved, adding balance and control. His flexibility shocked them. He could slide into full splits, an unusual trait for a nearly 7-footer. That flexibility became an on-court advantage. In the post, when defenders tried to wall him off, he'd twist his body into angles most bigs physically can't reach. Suddenly, passing lanes appeared. Suddenly, finishes looked possible. Strength training helped him hold his ground against stronger bigs. Shedding unnecessary weight made him quicker on switches. He went from being targeted to being trusted. Coaches stopped hiding him. Opponents stopped circling his name. The new line was simple. You can't scheme him off the floor anymore. The leap was obvious to Rockets fans, but it hit international headlines at Eurobasket. Turkey rolled through group play undefeated. Sengun ranked top 6 in scoring, rebounding, and assists. The only player in the entire tournament to do so. That alone put him in rare company. Luka didn't, Giannis didn't, Jokic didn't. And when Turkey faced Serbia, all eyes locked on baby Jokic versus big Jokic. Jokic posted his usual 22 and 9. Sengun exploded, 28, 13, and 8 in a win, including clutch rebounds and free throws in the final minutes. Twice he stole offensive boards straight out of Jokic's space, a symbolic statement as much as a stat. The narrative shifted. This wasn't just rising talent, this was a star planting his flag. And Houston raised the stakes even higher by adding Kevin Durant. Think about the pairing. One of the greatest scorers of all time with one of the best passing bigs in the league. Run the pick and roll, and defenses face a nightmare choice. Switch, and Durant feasts on a slower big. Stay put, and Sengun rolls into daylight. Flip the action, and Sengun becomes the playmaker with Durant drifting into space. Either way, the result, and Sengun rolls into daylight. Flip the action, and Sengun becomes the playmaker with Durant drifting into space. Either way, the result tilts towards Houston. Why it works. Sengun doesn't need constant touches. He screens hard, relocates, makes the extra pass. Durant remains Durant, and Sengun enhances him instead of competing with him. Together, they average nearly 10 assists per game, both unselfish, both willing to move the ball. Add Van Vliet's control, Jabari Smith Jr.'s shooting, Amen Thompson's speed, Tari Easton's defense, and Adams' veteran presence, and suddenly Houston looks like a team built for May, not for the lottery. On tape, Sengun stands out for unpredictability. Jokic is a surgeon, dissecting with precise reads. Sengun is jazz, chaotic, improvisational, and impossible to anticipate. One possession is a guard-style Euro step. The next, a bully post-up. The next, a blind dime through traffic. Opponents can't script a response because no two possessions look alike. The deeper you study, the more his skill set pops. His touch on floaters and hooks ranks among the best for his position. He converts wrong foot finishes and tip-ins that extend possessions. His processing speed is elite. See a coverage once, solve it the next time. Skeptics still point at the jumper, but it's trending up. From the elbows, his mid-post touch shots are reliable. From deep, his pick-and-pop threes are climbing toward league average. He doesn't need to be a sniper. 35% with decisiveness is enough, especially next to Durant. Spacing isn't about volume, it's about keeping defenses honest. Defensively, Houston's scheme sharpens his strengths. Early switches put length on the ball, scram-outs protect him, and disciplined low-man help arrives on time. He contests vertically, lands balanced, and recovers for rebounds. When beaten, his recovery swipe is underrated. Add Adams and a safety net, and Houston's interior suddenly feels stable. Beyond stats, Sengun is earning respect as a leader. Teammates talk about his energy in huddles, the way he encourages rookies, the way he acknowledges the passer after every bucket. He's vocal now, calling out coverages, pointing out rotations, doing the little things stars eventually own. The transformation from non-English speaker to locker room voice is a testament to his maturity. There are still weak spots. Quick, leaping bigs paired with stretch forwards can bother him. Denver and Minnesota expose that at times with cutters and spacing. The counter is discipline. Cut-off spins, shrink early, funnel drives into help. With more reps, those reads will sharpen. For opponents, the scouting report is ugly. Force Durant to give it up, keep Sengun off deep seals, crush the glass, and hope role players miss open looks. That's survival, not strategy. Because Sengun guarantees production, but the real danger is how much easier he makes the game for everyone else. He's also building the boring but essential habits. Strength maintenance, conditioning, recovery, foul control. That's what makes stars inevitable. Combine the spectacular with professionalism, and careers hit another tier. And remember, he's only 23. Already an all-star, already Turkey's leader, already Durant's partner. Most bigs peak at 26 or 27, which means the version that just dropped 28 on Jokic, that's not the ceiling, that's the trailer. Here's where the added layers make the story even scarier. By advanced metrics, Sengun already stacks up with the league's best. His player efficiency rating sits just outside the top 15 overall. His assist percentage among centers rivals Domantas Sabonis, and his usage rate continues to climb without tanking efficiency, which is usually the telltale sign of a future star. When he shares the floor with Durant, the Rockets' offensive rating spikes into elite territory, not because Durant gets easier shots, but because everyone does. Now project it forward. Sengun hasn't logged a single playoff series yet, but the skills that matter most in the postseason, half-court creation, decision-making under pressure, the ability to punish doubles, those are his exact strengths. When games slow down, when possessions shrink, when mismatches have to be solved surgically, Sengun's game scales up. That's why Denver should be worried. That's why Minnesota should be worried. That's why Golden State, Memphis, and OKC will spend hours in the film room asking, what do we do with him? And here's the kicker. His ceiling isn't about becoming the next Jokic. It's about being the first Sengun. Different cadence, different style, different feel. Jokic is inevitability. Sengun is unpredictability. And unpredictability in a 7-game series is often the difference between advancing and going home. The playoff stage will be his proving ground. Think about the pressure of Game 7, the crowd roaring, defenses locked in. That's when the true engines shine. We've seen Luka carry, Giannis dominate, Jokic dissect. Sengun's toolkit fits the same mold. The ability to create high-value possessions when nothing else is working. The Rockets haven't had that since James Harden's prime, and now, paired with Durant, they might have two. And internationally, his rise means more than just NBA impact. Turkey has long been waiting for a star to carry their national team into medal contention. With Sengun, they finally have one. His leadership at Eurobasket wasn't just about numbers. It was about presence, about showing teammates and opponents that Turkey's days of being overlooked are over. His role could elevate basketball in his country the way Dirk did for Germany or Jokic for Serbia. So the NBA doesn't just have a Jokic problem anymore. It has a Sengun problem, and it's only getting worse.